What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Asia session stream. Hopefully, you guys are doing great. I am with Terrence, my brother. How are you doing?
What is up, TTV? Dang, twice in one day. You guys are spoiling me.
Yeah, yeah, twice in one day. Also, yeah, I was with Terrence during the lunch hour stream. So, and we were talking about a lot of interesting questions. So we're definitely gonna keep on going with those subjects. But before we do that, let me show you guys my bias before we get into the open. So you guys know I like to scalp the daily highs and lows during the Asia session. So here, if I take a look at this daily candle, what happened? Okay, wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story, and here we are sweeping the previous candle's high. We're closing back within the range, and we have what? An unfilled fair value gap right below us. What does that mean? It means that buyers were so aggressive within the last 3 days that sellers did not get a fair exchange. So in terms of volume, this area right here has low volume, so I should expect price to dig within that gap before actually taking out this internal high. This is my thesis. This is how I look at the chart right now. So what am I going to be looking for? I am going to be looking for a potential short during the Asia session, and potentially seeing that unfilled daily fair value gap, which is exactly the previous daily low, being taken out. This is my framework currently. As you guys can see here, we closed very strongly, but to the upside, okay? Meaning that the body of this daily candle is pretty small, which tells me that I should be cautious of the aggression I'm going to take within the open. I am not necessarily going to short immediately. I will potentially wait for a move up, us to see some resistance, and then potentially short back down. So am I going to enter with minis? Potentially not, but we'll see. This is my bigger picture play. I'm looking to see if we can have a nice move down towards the daily fair value gap and also the previous daily low. So the open is going to happen in 20 seconds. Yeah, I'm yesterday I actually took the first move, literally the first 1 minute bar. I entered and I got smoked, so I'm not gonna do the same thing.
I remember that. Okay, yeah. So is the play to typically enter on the open, or are you gonna wait for it to settle a little?
I'm gonna wait for it to settle a little bit, but it's gonna open right now. Opened up. Let's see what it does. So no gaps. Pretty big move.
Yeah, we had a strong close to the New York session with a couple of big earnings reports. I know Snowflake kind of pumped. Salesforce dumped. I'm not sure if it ended up rebounding or not, but it had a pretty heavy dump initially.
Yeah, look at the difference between the close and the current price right now. It's like it gapped. It doesn't look like it gapped up, but it did, because it closed at 415. But you see, like right now, I would expect to see a potential move up, seeing some sort of resistance happening within that wick fill, and then essentially taking the sales. Am I going to take them immediately? Not necessarily, but I think genuinely, like, this is a good short. Like right here, maybe with micros. Let me see the risk here if I take it with 2 micros. It's literally a swing trade right there. Which is totally different to what I'm used to taking.
You're gonna start.
Maybe we can add to this position, but
wow, we had a massive gap up on gold.
wait, let me see. Wow. Okay, that is huge. That is actually huge. How's the chat doing? I did not even look at the chat. I was so focused looking at the open. How is everyone doing? How are y'all doing, my brothers?
You guys kill me. Mr. Matcha is wild. I love it. Yeah,
I think we're gonna call you Mr. Matcha for real. What do you think about that?
I'm here for it. I keep telling everybody I'm a Nepo husband. My wife is killing it, and I'm just, riding her coattails.
I got my mic doesn't sound great. Does it? Let me see.
It's all good over here, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do the upgraded mic for sure. I'll do the upgraded mic for sure soon. But I need to I need to build the mount first.
Man, I love it, chat. We got people from all over the place. It sounds like it's morning for some people, afternoon for others, evening
Yeah.
for
What's
some.
up, Jack? What's up, Jack? Jack's actually from France, so
Oh,
is yeah.
bonjour,
Uh,
monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur. Comment ça va?
Hope
Okay.
everybody's doing green on the day from the New York session. Man, it was a wild New York session, Amos. We were talking about it earlier, but
Yeah.
yeah, we had some people in the Grand Cup take some big wins, but man, it seemed like a lot of those P&Ls ended up, even the winning P&Ls ended up red.
Yeah.
Left
I mean, today was kind of a day where a lot of people, I think, went too aggressively within the shorts when they saw the first initial move. And then it accumulated for around like 35 minutes. And a lot of people got chopped up right here, looking for a reversal or even just shorting too prematurely. So within that range, I won't lie, I did struggle on a break-even trade here, but ended up taking a win after. It is right after that though. Wow, it actually didn't move in the way that I wanted it to do. But it was stuck in a 150 handle range, which you could have taken trades here and there, quick scalps. It moved, but the direction stayed the same.
Yeah, I think maybe some range traders caught a bag today, but yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
it was tough.
What are you looking for right now?
Yeah,
Terrence?
absolutely. Let me share my screen here. So so looking at NQ and ES right now. So I predominantly trade ES in the New York session, and I use NQ indicators to kind of confirm or refute my bias. So in the Asia session, I've been playing around more with NQ just because I like how it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more movement, a little bit more volatility in comparison to ES. So I'm looking at some levels of kind of support and resistance. So I see yesterday's high sitting here at an interesting point that's been holding kind of a lot of resistance through support and resistance throughout the session. The overnight session of yesterday and even today's session, closing right at that level. So I'm really interested to see how price reacts here currently. And if I see, oops, sorry about that. If I start to see a little bit of momentum and confirmation of a short, I'll consider with a long with a stop loss just above high of pre-market. So considering a short, but really would like to see how this plays out. I'm usually a little bit more reluctant to get into an Asia session trade before Tokyo because there's a little bit more action there. So I actually have.
I'm gonna jump in actually, Terrence. I won't lie.
On the short?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna jump in some shorts.
I like it. Let's see.
My stop loss is gonna be wide though. It's gonna be like 1.2K.
Oh dang, okay.
I'm gonna let some room for my trade to breathe.
So you're gonna be holding this thing for a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be holding it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna hold it till the daily fair value gap, because you see, that's what I was referring to yesterday. Remember, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for the daily highs and lows during the Asia session, but depending on the strongness of the close, this will tell me if I need to potentially either enter aggressively during the Asia session or I might stop, and maybe the objectives will be taken out during the New York session. And right here you see, if I take a look at this daily candle and I take the fib from the high to the low of that daily candle, we are at 50%, meaning that even if my draw on liquidity, so my target would be the daily low because of how this candle closed, maybe we chop during the Asia session and we end up taking this previous daily low during the New York session. Okay, we have Brett, my brother, in the in the chat. What's up, Brett?
Let's go. Brett, man, you're licking his wounds from taking a tough loss today.
Let's see if I can cook some shorts right there. time is it?
Thank you,
7.
Brett. Thank you, Brett. Good to be here.
Okay, I'm gonna answer some shorts. Stop loss is gonna be at 82. All right, so I'm gonna sit on a 5-minute chart.
Ooh, okay.
Still not in.
No, I want to sit, wait to see how things kind of play out. But it's looking good.
Brett, I'm gonna be in some shorts. So by the way, I know you're I know you like your shorts. Just get in with me. I need someone to actually move the market.
I'm so sorry to remind you, Brett. Somebody else just needed that 25K, man. Just needed to chalk it up as a write-off, I guess, you know? Yeah.
All right. That short looks good. Pull back.
Yeah, we got a little pullback on gold. Curious to see how that plays. We're kind of right out of supply zone in my opinion, or a level of resistance on gold. I'm interested to see how it responds here.
Yeah, so you're eyeing gold right now. That's good.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. That's another one that really has some good reaction on Tokyo.
Yeah.
On the Tokyo Open. So I like to keep an eye on it before that session opens.
Yeah.
But looks pretty quiet now. But Amos, while we're sitting in this trade, man, there's been a little bit of time since the last session.
Yeah.
What have you been doing for the rest of the day?
That's a good question. I actually went to the gym, worked out a little bit, and sometimes I do get tired of just lifting weight. I'm a guy who just likes sports in general, so lifting weight sometimes is boring, and I mix it up by doing calisthenics, so just pull-ups, dips, running, boxing. It's oh my god, it's running without me. I'm kind of seeing that FOMO right now.
Oh, I thought you were in.
No, I'm not in. I am not in.
Oh man.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I think we're still gonna see a pullback anyways. Hopefully we do. But that's pretty much what I did. Went for a walk. Also, I'm trying to hit my 10,000 steps every single day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What about you?
Yeah, man. I think I had mentioned before, so my background is mechanical engineering. So I still trading hasn't gotten to the point where it's the full income. Miriam's an expensive wife, man. She's expensive. I gotta.
No way you said that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be really, really killing it on these before quitting the 90.
Oh my god. Oh, I love that. Oh my god. You actually just killed me right there.
Man.
Oh wow. Okay. 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 Wow. Okay. So, what do you do exactly in your job? Because like when we're speaking about mechanical engineering, I just think about like physics and just I don't know, maths and like what are you doing exactly?
Stuff, right?
Yeah,
for sure. Good question. So I guess in simplest terms, everything that you interact with on the daily, everything from your shoes to rocket ships in the sky to toilet paper, everything has material properties that have to be quantified. So what companies do is they use the company that I work for, machines, to quantify those material properties. So in terms of like, have you ever seen those videos of a hydraulic press crushing something?
Yeah.
Super satisfying videos, right?
Yeah.
That's an example of the type of machines we make, as well as like a crash test machine or like all sorts of different tests that test just material properties of different things to make sure that your car can, survive X amount of miles. Every time you see a quantity of like, this will last for X amount of time, right? Like you have to be able to prove that through different types of tests, physical tests. So,
Hmm.
so
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
So what I do,
And how good were you in school? Like, what was your GPA? Because
oh, man.
I have so much respect for the engineers in general because I know how hard physics and high level maths are in general. So like, were you a smart guy or just in the middle?
Bro, honestly, man,
And don't do the don't be a humble king right there. Just say as it is. I
no,
just
bro,
got picked up by the way in the shorts and it's ripping down.
it is. Interesting. I'm wondering what we're gonna do when we get closer here to yesterday's high, yesterday's close on NQ, yesterday's high on ES. But yeah, man, like in high school, my grade point average was good, 3.8 in high school. Um,
Oh, okay.
but once I got to college, bro, and like I was playing football, which is a full-time job, honestly. Like it's not uncommon for there to be 16-hour days in football, collegiate football. Like I envy the guys now who are compensated a lot differently because
Okay.
it makes things differently just in your day to day how you handle things. But so that coupled with engineering, which is really challenging, bro, I finished with like a 2.8, I think, my degree. So
Okay.
honestly, it was just to the point where I was like, I just want to get out alive. Like,
Hmm.
man, I just needed to get through it because there are so many of those classes that you almost call like weaning classes. Like
Yeah.
they're classes just to thin out the herd and see if people can fight through it. And a lot of the math classes,
Yeah.
physics classes are kind of like that. So um, yeah, bro, it was tough. It was tough. Do we
Yeah.
have any other engineers in the chat? My fellow
Yeah.
engineers?
That my cousin actually is like he's studying to become an engineer. He has like 1 year left, and I'm seeing what he's doing, and I'm like, damn, like I respect you a lot for that because those studies are not easy. Like he's 24/7 looking at
Mm.
his books and studying. So yeah.
Man, what do you know? What kind of engineering by chance?
Yeah, it's what is it? It has different names, but he's coding a lot.
Oh, okay, probably software. Might be software, computer science.
I think it's software engineering. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough, bro. Hey, we got some engineers in the chat. I love it. We got
Let's
JM
go.
JM Vic ME, my fellow ME. I love it. We got an EE electrical engineer. Yep, yep. See, the interesting thing, Amos, we were chopping it up earlier about this, but like, um, you see a lot of people with poker backgrounds doing well
Mhm.
in trading, and to be honest, like from what I've seen in terms of just a couple of books that I've read and whatnot, it sounds like statistically, engineers and doctors have a tough time getting into trading and having success. And
You know why?
I think I do. I think
Because
I do.
they're too smart, too analytical. The C students are gonna do better because I think the smarter you are, the more you overthink, and since it's based on statistics in general, then you're always gonna overthink everything. Your strategy, basically your whole framework. You're gonna try to be too methodical about it when there is that small little piece of subjectivity, in my opinion, within the trading space that you need in order to be profitable. That's my take on it. What do you think?
I could see that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with not being good at being wrong. When it comes
Mm,
to engineers and doctors, you go to school, you do all this studying, you get really good at finding a solution to a problem, and usually that solution is pretty black and white, especially in engineering. If
okay.
if you don't want this thing to move, then the sum of the forces equals zero. If you need it to move, sum of the forces doesn't equal zero, and then there's a bunch of math and calculations you can do to ensure that that's true. In trading, you can do all the calculations you want, all the have all the background insight, know all the strategies and still be wrong. And I think
Yeah,
that's a challenge for a lot of people
I
um,
agree.
who have gotten to this point of like structure and black and white and that sort of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Whereas,
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
sorry, I was just gonna say, whereas poker, like poker players, I feel like are good at being wrong. Like you're not gonna win every single hand in every single poker game. You understand
Mhm.
what it is to lose and have to bounce back on the next hand and not let that one kind of phase you. So
Yeah, I agree. It's
more of,
it's true.
yep. I was just gonna say more of the story is all engineers and doctors just become poker players and then you'll be good. Be good at trading.
Oh my. The trade currently is rejecting that gap. Some people are asking what is the thesis behind that trade. Um, During those Asia streams, I will usually play off of the daily highs and lows. I will look at the previous day's close and see what are the odds of us hitting either the previous daily high or the previous daily low, and I'm gonna try to locate myself within my higher time frame bias. So here, within this daily chart, we on the previous day we went all the way from 50. Okay, so we opened at 30.50. We went all the way to 376th and closed back within the range of the previous candle. So here, what does that tell me? It tells me that responsive sellers stepped in. We swept the previous candle's high, closed back within the range. So when I see this kind of candlestick behavior, I look below me. I'm like, okay, what is there below me that could potentially be taken out? We have an unfilled gap. Those gaps are usually magnets for price. And they're telling me that buyers were too aggressive within that range. Sellers did not have a fair exchange. So here, if I can get a piece of the pie on that down move within that daily fair value gap, it would be a very, very clean trade. Am I going to hold it all the way to the daily gap? Maybe it's not going to take this out during the Asia session. Maybe it chops at 50%, like, for 3, 4, 5 hours, and then it takes it out during the London session, or maybe even during the New York session. We don't know. But currently in this trade, I love it. My stop loss is going to be wide. It's here right now, potentially gonna add to this if it goes up. Some people are not gonna like it, but that's how I'm thinking right now. So we'll see. This break of structure could get definitely reswept and then go back down again. So I'm not married to this 5-minute structure. I'm really married to the daily candle and the behavior behind it. That's pretty much it.
Luke, I didn't want to leave you hanging there. So no, I'm not in the Gold Cup. I traded the free account, but I kind of used it as like a experimental account to try a few different strategies. So I was up a little bit on my account, and then realized that in order to get in the top 1,000, I needed way more P&L. And so I was playing around with silver and tried to full port silver at the last minute to try to catch on, and didn't it didn't work out.
Hey guys, we're 567 people in the chat right now. Amazing. It's our second stream. By the way, we're doing the Asia stream every single day from Sunday to Thursday from 5:55 all the way to 8:30 p.m. So make sure to tune in. 630 people right now. We have to do a giveaway.
Let's
We have
go.
to do a giveaway right there.
Oh, I gotta
so
say,
yeah, so make sure we have 79 likes right now. We need the like. We need at least 200 likes. At least. First
Chat.
giveaway, 200 likes. Come on.
I know
chat.
you guys love the Rubik's Cube.
Oh, you have it. You have it. Yo, I got banned from doing those Rubik's Cube giveaways. Too many people were complaining about, hey, I was 1 second away. Come on, please. I was like, all right,
Man.
But I have it. Do you know how to solve it?
I honestly don't, Amos. I got it just for the looks. It's
No,
on
just for the okay.
honestly, it's on my bucket list to complete one, but
Okay.
I'm trying to do it without looking up the strat, because I know there's a strat and all that.
Oh my. Okay. I don't think it's. I don't even know if it's possible to do it like without the strat. Actually, it would really surprise me if you can do that without the strat. It would be crazy, in my opinion.
I'm gonna try. I know, like, I've heard certain things, like you're supposed to get a cross on each side first or something like that, right? Or like the corners. But
What did it say, sir?
it's something like, so tell me. So I know the middle
Yeah.
is whatever side you're actually supposed to be that color, right? And then
Yeah.
you're supposed to like do some sort of rotation until you get the cross of the color,
Yeah,
right?
that's like at the end.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Okay, so I'll show you. So I'll give you an example. What I do first is I do the white face first. Okay. So let's say here it's completely random. Okay, so I look at the middle and I know I need yeah, exactly. I need to make the cross first. The
Okay.
cross, but with white, only in white. Okay. So let me do it. But I need also those the white cross to align with every other color. So let's say here, you see, there's the white cross,
Yeah.
but then there's every other color right here within those crosses that within the cross in the middle that align. Let's say here it aligns with the green, here it aligns with the red, here it aligns with the blue.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll look to get those corners in the white first. So then uh, I won't lie, it's like it's really easy. It's like once you know it, once you know it, it's like you're just basically doing it mechanically. And then I would say though, if you're doing it sub like 30 seconds, you're no, if you're doing it like sub 20, you're in the genius
Really?
yeah.
I'm seeing some of these like 10-year-old kids
Yeah.
out in like 30 seconds and stuff like that. Yeah.
We talked about this with Brett, but like at a certain age, you can't, like, you literally can't be like sub 10 seconds. Like, no matter how hard you try, you don't have the reaction time. The moment in your life that you're gonna have the best reaction time is like when you're a kid, literally from 0 to 16. So like I would say you start to have like 12 to 16 usually. I know this because I was a gamer, and most of those gamers would start becoming washed at around 16, 17. I'm telling you. And like if you're like you're like extremely cracked, if you're like 15, I would say 14, 15, that's your prime in video games.
Chat, can you guys imagine Amos just raging on somebody on a video game? Like, you guys wonder why there's the dent in his mic? It's because he was.
I'm telling you, I'm such a competitive guy, and I'm like the most calm person, like in real life. I'm never gonna get mad at you or talk to you in a certain way. But when I play either a video game or like it's like a soccer game and I need to win it, it's like it's taken over me. I need, like, I'm really, really competitive in those in either sports or video games in general, depending if you were playing for fun or playing for to beat the other team. But yeah, so sometimes I definitely did reach in the past.
I love it, man. I hate running with more than a passion, and this short is kind of cooking. You're still
It is looking very good. This hourly candle swept the previous candle's high, so literally using the same framework. It's bearish, displacing below the open. If this candle closes that way or engulfs the previous candle, it's gonna look good. I'm just gonna trim out the risk. So far, it could flip, it could retrace back to my entry. I like it either way. But yeah, there is some possibilities of me actually taking out some profits earlier and trailing my stop loss if we do get a big push below 11. I'm not going to be too greedy about it. If I'm up like 1,000 or 1,200, I'm going to take some profits. And I answered with one mini, so
nice. Yeah, I like it. Gold is looking kind of interesting. It's just still kind of sitting, consolidating in the same range, but it's on a pretty heavy bearish trend for the last 3 days, been closing down. But we had the gap up to open the session in Asia. I'm really curious to see how we respond. We're at an interesting level right now with consolidation from what session is that? It looks like the London session high. It's kind of testing right now, so I'm curious to see what happens when it breaks out. But what I was going to say in terms of running, I hate running. Both Miriam and I hate running with a passion.
Okay.
Bro, hate it. I cannot put enough emphasis on that word. Do not like running at all. But I think it's such a beautiful thing because it's a really good metaphor for trading, bro. Like it's, you know, you're constantly facing this uphill battle or this adversity, and you get to make a decision on whether or not you're going to quit or continue. And
Hmm.
always at the end, bro, as if you don't quit, feel so much satisfaction, get
Yeah,
over that hump, and just feel on top of the world. And I think life is a lot like that in general.
literally.
Yeah.
Literally like an hour ago, I was outside with my sister, and the sun was hitting us. It was like today was such a beautiful day, and I was like, this is such a good day. I am so grateful for today. So it's for the sun in general. And I thought about it. I was like, why am I just feeling so like I'm so happy just, you know, by having the sun on my face? And
Mm.
I'm like, I live in Canada where 6 months out of the year I don't have any sun, you know.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of the same thing. You know, as soon as you're seeing some as soon as you have a lot of hardships, I would say in trading, once you get to that payout level, or once you you know, understand your strategy to a deeper level, it just hits different.
Mm.
100%.
Puff
100%.
Puff asked a good question, I think, and I know I've heard you mention it here a good amount, Amos. I know you started trading about 6 years ago. Is that right?
Well, 4 years ago, yeah.
4 years ago. Okay, and it
Yeah,
took
when I
you,
was 18.
and I think you said it took you like 7 or 8 months or something before you got your first.
I did get my first payout after 8 months, but as you guys know, like the first payout don't mean anything. I would say I've had the same strategy since year one, which is pretty crazy. Did I trade the strategy for the, you know, the rest? Let's say from year one all the way to now. No, I didn't, because I was strategy hopping. I was looking at other people's strategy and thinking it was better than mine. So I did a lot of mistakes. But
Mm.
this is something also we talked about with Miriam during the podcast. She asked me that question. She was like, "If you had to restart again, what would you do? What would you do differently?" And I told her
Mm.
nothing, because everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. If you are the person that you are today, it was because of the hardships that you went through in your life. So when I was strategy hopping, when I was making those mistakes, it just made me realize the goal that I had in my hands. And it made me realize that my strategy that I actually had was very good, and I only needed to build a business plan around it in order to make it work, you know.
Mm.
So the awareness you're gonna get from your own mistakes is so crazy that, you know, you can't look back and be like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done that way. Of course you didn't know when you didn't know better when you were
Yep.
you were doing it, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much my answer to that. It is absolutely displacing very aggressively. Like we are in a very good trade currently. I won't lie. If it doesn't retrace from that 30-minute candle closing right now, it could it could actually rip down towards the daily low. I don't want to jinx myself right there,
Which is
but
really interesting because gold is dropping as well. And usually those charts inverse each other. So
and it gapped up too. So what? Yeah. Oh, wait. Let me see gold.
hmm
What? What an interesting chart on the 1 minute. What an interesting chart.
Hmm.
Okay, so currently the 30-minute candle just closed. We inversed that gap on the 30. Pretty aggressive move down. There's some more room for a retracement. You know, I'm not too scared. If it comes back all the way to my break even, of course, I'm gonna start asking myself some questions about potentially re-entering within the trade if it goes up again. Currently in a really good position. If we get some displacement below 30, it could be a very good trade. I will just stop this stop, which is at 137. If we break below here this low at 08, I will start trimming the stop loss back above internal highs on the 5-minute chart, which is going to make me lock some profits if the market doesn't rip to the downside very aggressively.
Addressing that that profitable question, Mas, you speak on this a lot, and I really like it. Are you a profitable trader? Is such an interesting question because it's not so black and white, right? Like you can have a total P&L, from of history of being in the green, quote unquote. But if you've been losing, if you've been negative this whole year, does that make you a profitable trader? Right? It's this constant pursuit of being profitable. That kind of makes that metric what it is, I think. So, like on paper, when it comes to what I've invested into trading and what I've gotten out of these payouts, I'm profitable. But I really don't like to use that terminology because I'm constantly seeking the next profitable in P&L.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. The thing is with profitability, that's a misconception I think that social media portrays to trading in general, is most people think that as soon as you get profitable, it is a status that once you gain, you stop having losing months, you stop needing to, journal, backtest, adapt to the market conditions. And it is not true. What got you to profitability, you still need to do it in order to remain profitable. And I always like to compare trading to either a sport or to us. So profitability is a little bit like having a six-pack or being in a good shape.
That's good.
It's not, as soon as you obtain that status of you being in shape and having that six-pack, if you don't work every single day to remain healthy and in trading to remain profitable, you will lose that status. So it's not about obtaining it, it's about not losing it, and it's about doing the same steps that got you there in the first place. You see, that's my overall perspective. Is like I view this trading thing in such a, I don't view it day by day, because if I view it day by day, I'm gonna go crazy and I'm actually gonna quit for sure. It is very difficult to, look at every single day your P&L, you're losing, you're winning, and break even this week, and you made a mistake there, and you look back and you're like, damn, I'm not going anywhere with this. But truly, you need to have that long-term perspective. Like, where do you want to see yourself within the next 5 years? That's really the question. It's like, if you really turn your brain into seeing that in a long term, seeing trading in the long term, and being there for the long run, then you will accept the losses for real. Then you will actually be very, very cautious of the trades that you're going to take and the daily habits also that you have. Habits are very important. And one thing also, like I'm watching a lot of podcasts, and I saw someone, he lost around like $4 billion,
with
hedge fund manager. Yeah. And wife divorced him, lawsuits, this and that. And what he said was gold. He was like, when you're like at the bottom of the mountain and you look at what you lost, you don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. It's impossible. But the only thing that will get you back there is to focus on being 1% better every single day. Just focus on that small little achievement every single day. And after a year, 2, 3, it will compound to a mountain and you're going to be back on top. And that, I truly believe in the power of daily habits and being seeing what you want to be, really in the long run, rather than judging your results day to day.
Man, I absolutely love that. I said this, I quoted you the last time that I was on stream with this. I'm gonna say it today, and I'm gonna say it every time in the future. I love it when you say, if you be small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough.
Yeah, that's my favorite quote. Yeah.
It's fire, bro.
Stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough. Yeah.
Yes, and that in tandem with, we overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a year. I think
in
that,
a year.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. And that's also something we talked about in the podcast. It's like no one, listen up, and if you're listening right now to the stream, no one is forcing you to pass that eval in a day. No one is forcing you to request that payout
mm,
in 5 trading days. Take the foot off the gas. Like, you have time. You're here for the long run. No matter if it takes you a month and a half, 3 months to request a payout, your job is to stay in the game and not build trauma that will make you quit. You
mm,
know, that's how I see it. That's always my perspective in the beginning that kept me going so much. You know what it is? It was, I literally said to my mom, I was like, I will do this and I will find a way to make $3,000 a month US. And if I'm able to generate $3,000 a month every single month because I have the skill, I will leave this country. I will live in a country where the currency is far less than the US and live there like a king. That was my initial perspective. And that 3K, once you focus on that 3K, then you build so much confidence within your system in general that now you have the ability to actually size up and turn that 3K into 20 or 10 or
mm,
5, you know? So it's like, why do you want that 10K month now? Like, focus on one payout and don't blow the account. You know, no
mm,
one's forcing you to be, to change your life. And I think what the biggest thing that forces people to do to act that way is social media in general. You know, it's the constant comparison to other people, looking at other people's lives, looking at their highlights,
yep.
and be like, damn, they live such a good life. He has this, he has that. In reality, it's not like this. You know,
Mm,
even if someone looks like he's like he has the best life, probably doesn't. It's not always you know, green all the time. It's not always there's a lot of hardships that comes with making money. You know, more money, more problems. That's what they say.
100%, bro. 100%. Dropping some bars, man. I love it. I didn't want to go past the point that we hit the light goal. Shout out chat.
Oh, shout out to the chat. We're 630 people.
Let's
God
go.
damn, that is amazing. Come on, guys.
I love it.
I'm so happy, actually. You know why I'm so happy? Because that's the thing. I wanted to make those Asia session streams for a long time.
Mm.
Okay, so now I waited literally 6 months to do them. Now I'm grateful. You know, if I got it in the first place immediately, I would have potentially, took that for granted. Shout out to Tradeify for that. But we hit the light goal. We're gonna do it in the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
Basically, I'm gonna ask Terrence to close his eyes. I'm gonna I'm gonna ask you guys to type the keyword in the chat, and he's gonna scroll up with his mouse with his eyes closed and choose someone. And if it's you, then you're gonna win the 50K growth account. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So the word will be. I'm gonna type it in the chat.
Trades. Thank you. Yep. Amos is dropping dimes.
The word is slow down. All right.
Ooh. Slow.
Word is slow down. Yeah, hell yeah. And I think those streams, they hit. We're talking right now, the psychology part and stuff. It hits harder after the New York session ended, because
Mm.
some people are like, they did stuff that they did not necessarily wanted to do. They blew their account, or they're in a drawdown currently, or they're going through a hard time. And you're not alone. You're not alone. So
Absolutely. And even though the New York session might have been a really tough session, I mean, it was a tough session for me. Amos, we talked about earlier, I hit my max loss on the 6 accounts that I'm trading. But even though today's the same day, it's technically a new trading day. So you can't,
Yeah,
yeah, you can't sit and worry about it. You gotta move on and be ready for the next trade. Um, but looks
100%. Yeah.
chat is blowing it up. So let me know once you want me to.
Okay, you can close your eyes right now. You can scroll your mouse up, up and down as you wish, and then I'm gonna count. So in 3, 2, 1, now.
Dang, G*6, you won an account.
Congrats.
G*6, say what's up in the
G star
chat.
6. Okay, I see you. G star 6, congrats. You won a 50K growth account, my brother. The next like goal will be 360, right? Next like goal, 360.
I love it. I love it.
Make sure to have your email within your YouTube description. Sorry, this is the only way for us to actually send you the account. So, what was his name? G star 6. Yeah, G star 6. Make sure to have your email in your YouTube description. My trade currently, I'm in a short, going for this daily unfilled fair value gap. This daily candle swept the previous candle's high, closed back within the range, bearish. So now I want to see if we can close bearish within that hourly candle and then potentially see a move back down. Pretty big pullback from that 30-minute close. Oh, I think Terrence, you're still okay. No, Terrence is
Oh shoot!
gone. I
Lost
think
me?
yeah. I think your camera just yeah. I think your camera is off. Marble race. Okay, yeah. All right, perfect. So what we're gonna do, guys, right now, we're gonna do a Grand Cup update. You guys know it's day 2. Unfortunately, even if I'm the one-to-one risk reward king, and I did blow my account this morning, treating it. To be honest, okay, let me talk. Okay, let me explain myself. This morning, I got caught with trading basically a mini with huge candles, and as soon as I took my first loss, all right, it was just over. I needed to trade minis again, and the moves were so aggressive, so big, that unfortunately I just the account was gone in a few minutes. So I did make $1,400 on my live account, Tradeify live account. So in total, within the last month, I requested $5,000 in live payouts. The live account is completely different to the sim environment. You have different struggles. You need to play a little bit differently, and your psychology takes a bigger hit when you lose, especially with that one-to-one approach. So still not at the point where I want to be, of course, but I'm grateful for the payouts that I was able to make. I have around $21,500 on that live account, and hopefully, if I can hit a pretty good win streak within the next month, I will up my size and try to flip this account to at least 50K, hopefully, and try to reach those leaderboards. That's that was one of my goals, to have the live account in the first place. And it was I think it was a year ago. I had like a whole YouTube series where I was documenting my journey from getting my first payout all the way to um, making over $75,000 in payouts from Tradeify. So yeah, pretty insane run. But yeah, let's talk about the Grand Cup right here. And
That's fire, by the way.
I gotta show my summary right there. That is gonna be hard. All right, guys. So Amos unfortunately ended up losing $4,000, and my opponent Angels, you smacked me. Literally, you made $5,100, and you were $9,000 away from me. So damn.
Cooking.
Congrats to you. Yeah, you actually cooked me on that. So congrats, you won $5,000 for beating me. There's a lot of outlaws also that that got killed within this round. How many outlaws is there still within the? I think there's nine. I think there's nine outlaws that are still in the race.
9 out of
But
24.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, they did a good job. You know, you guys are pretty good. So now let's see the full bracket and see uh, who ended up going. Oh, okay, 9 out. Sorry, there's 9 outlaws out and 15 left. Okay, that makes more sense. Was I gonna be like, okay, my outlaws are. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we have the list of all the people who got eliminated, so we can walk through them. We have Brett. Okay, Brett, my brother, got eliminated. Oh my god. The guy who eliminated Brett actually made $25,000.
25.
The bounty was $25,000, so congrats to you. Then we have Brian, we have AJ, right? Of course, AJ had to go down too. We have Jen, Lumi, we have PB, Miriam. No,
So sad, bro. So sad.
Miriam had to go down too. My sister. Words of wisdom, and me.
Dang. So Spudnik ended up making it.
Yeah, so Spudnik ended up making it. Nick M also, Celine also, Rebecca also.
Dang.
A lot of the outlaws are still in. Let me see here. So we have the list of the outlaws. So I'm gonna tell you guys who's still in. We have Nick M, we have Big Daddy Max, we have PW, we have Rips, Rohit, Spudnik. Wait. Okay, so PB is over. Okay, so Desi's still in. Jake Ritchie's still in. Kane. Shout out to Kane. Okay, he's still in. Okay, I like that. I have high hopes for Kane for sure. I think this this Grand Cup rewards a lot of people for having a high risk reward. So I think Kane should do well. Jiran's still in. Celine's still in. Rebecca, Joey, D Money, and that's pretty much it. So this is your list of the outlaws that are still in. Now let's go to the leaderboards and see what's happening.
What was interesting is a lot of these competitions, even the people who won the one-on-ones, a lot of them had negative P&L and still were able to win it.
Yeah. That's what I was praying for. Like when I lost my first two trades, I looked at my my opponent's P&L and it was up like $4,000. So I had to trade, you know. But if he was down, I wouldn't have traded. So we're at round 2 right now. I don't even know how to navigate through that actually. Let me see the bracket here. It is so well done actually. The person that made all of this needs a raise. Like
For sure.
this is amazing. Like this is insane. Oh, I know what we can do, guys. I think we can do the replay thing. Let me just figure out how to do it, and then we're gonna take a look at my trades and you guys can laugh at me. That would be so funny. You guys can look at my trades. Oh my god, you guys are gonna die. I literally got bottom ticked on a trade and ended up losing like 3K. I was so mad.
Oh dang, it happened in one trade, the 3K.
Yeah, because like, let me show you. It was this morning, and I ended up, you know, I wanted to go. It was go big or go home for me. Okay, so logged in at 9:30. And you know, went for the bullish play when it was bearish, unfortunately. So I kept longing that range, but the play that really killed me within that range was this one. Look, so we pushed down aggressively at 9:43, then 9:44, and here we formed the orb low. Okay, so the first 15-minute low and high, and this low was formed. So I was like, I'm gonna short right here. I shorted just predicting that we were gonna have a nice little flush. This bar printed ended up killing me for a 62 handle loss with one mini. Then I saw it was an inverse. I was like, you know what? Let me just go long. I went long, and lost everything. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then ended up giving the win to my brother. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I guess that person, he still got 5K out of it. I'm not mad at it. You know, that's good. That's actually good. I'm happy for him. I think we lost your camera again, Terrence.
Dang, it looks like it's overheating. I might switch to the webcam one second.
Okay. All right. So it's currently pulling back, guys. It's not the exact setup I wanted to see. We opened up higher, formed the upwick of that future bearish bar, left below the opening price. This is where I really wanted to get in shorts. Got in shorts pretty late, I would say, from the initial entry. I went shorts at 06, okay, which would have given me like such a good entry and such, you know, a lot of breathing room, I would say. But here, it's all about the close. Okay, we have 6 minutes and 40 seconds left for that hourly candle to close. If we do close bearish and aggressive, I would still expect the next bar to be bearish also. So it doesn't really bother me to see a pullback like this. I just need to see if we respect that gap and move lower. So currently still in a good position. Even if I get stopped out on this, I might look for a re-entry. We're chilling. We're absolutely chilling. Okay, you changed the POV there. Take a look at that.
Had to rep the Muhammad Ali shirt, bro. You were talking about boxing earlier, so
yeah. Okay.
But yeah, for some reason my camera is overheating. There's too much heat coming out of this session.
Yeah.
So
you're too handsome, bro. That's what happens. Like the camera cannot stare at a light skin with a full beard for like 5 hours. It can't. It's gonna die.
It's a curse, bro. You know what can I say? Speaking of which, I think the first time I was on, we were talking about you know, you had asked for some little Dayton nuggets and stuff like that, and I told you my story about Mary.
Yeah.
Have you had any success? Is there any contenders recently? Just a heads up.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Just real quick. I apologize, Amos. Just real quick. G star 6. Just wanted to give you a heads up. Yeah, we see we saw you added your email, so it takes about a week for you to get the account. I've just seen so many of these streams that I know the whole quote, so it'll be coming. But sorry to cut you off, Amos.
That's a good question. I don't know if the universe is listening to us or not, but there was some contenders within the last few months. I won't lie. So
contenders,
last few weeks.
Plural.
Contenders. Contenders. Chat. I'm cooking right now, but yeah, I mean, not gonna get too hyped about this. You know, you never know what can happen. It can reverse on you still. You know, but yeah.
Yeah, gotta hit.
There is. Yeah, exactly. The TP is still not hit, but you know we're in the talking phases and stuff, so we're good.
Nice man. That's cool. Does she watch the stream at all?
No. Hell no. I don't want my girl to trade.
Man, I hear that from people. Yeah, some people are like, no, I'm not dating a trader.
Oh hell no, I'm not. I am actually not.
No,
I can't. I wouldn't be able to. It's like, let me tell you this. I wouldn't be able to speak about trading to someone else because I'm so locked in during the day that when, you know, the session is over, if you speak to me about trading, we're gonna catch a beef. You know, I can't listen to anything trading related. I do trading for literally 8 hours in a day. Do trading content, this, that, and like when I step away from the chart, you know, talk to me about literally anything else but trade. I'm telling you.
I feel
like
that.
I need that, you know, that line where I'm not too emotionally invested into it, and you know, speaking about it, speaking about my plans, speaking about my goals. It's like I keep that for myself, you know. I think, you know, speaking too much is you're gonna get that dopamine from
Mm.
from the success that you did not even have yet. So yeah, that's my take on it. I wouldn't be able to date a trader. I'm saying this, but you know,
Who knows?
we never know. You never know.
Yep, just wait now. Now all the contenders are gonna be traders from the stream hitting you up and stuff like that. But no, I feel that. I mean, I think a disconnect is healthy. By the way, we got Matcha Mommy in the house.
What's
We're
up?
pulling up.
What's up, Miriam?
She was just on a she was just chatting with her in-laws, her sisters and brother-in-law, talking about some trading stuff. She got the whole family on right now.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, she told me. She told me her father got a payout. I was like, okay, you're. I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
man. I'm pretty sure he's coming up on a second one, and he's a newer trader too. So got the whole family cooking. But it's interesting because I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm like and it might be because I haven't hit my first full year yet in trading, but I'm like, man, I want this all the time. I want this, like, you know, when I'm driving down the street, I'm thinking about candles and price action and
Damn.
what's ES doing, bro. And like,
I
when
mean,
I'm,
I
Mhm.
was like this, bro. I was like this, and it's like at a certain point, I was like this. I was so obsessed when I wanted to find my edge. That's the thing. I was so obsessed. I was dreaming about candles. That's what I was talking about yesterday. I was backtesting so late at night and was so focused on the charts that I was not able to sleep because I was thinking about candles and ways to potentially enter like this tomorrow, or you know, change this within my strategy. But at a certain point, I'm telling you, like, I trying to add stuff just got me worse. Literally, at a certain point, you reach like a plateau where if you change literally one thing about what you're doing, if it's working for you and you're seeing success, and you're still trying to you know, change stuff, and you're thinking about it too much, and you're putting too much emotional investment into it, it's gonna actually be detrimental for your results. And that's what I saw the moments where I actually stepped away from the chart and, you know, did my work, left. I was able to actually accept losses, but when I was thinking about it the whole day, I would, you know, let's say I took a loss, I would remind myself that I was not in the place that I wanted to be, so I would revenge trade in order to, you know, be a step closer to my final goal, you know. So like, psychologically, I would say there is a lot of good things about not thinking about trading in general outside of the, you know, the trading hours. But I would say when I was trying to build my edge, this is the only thing we were talking about, me and my brother, literally the whole day. Literally,
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, and it's not that I lost that flame. It's just I know that I need to calm that flame down in order for me to be stoic on the chart. You know, that's really what I was able to realize. You know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm in that position right now where I'm trying to figure out what is that level of this is too much. I need to take a break in terms of trying to dive into stuff. And no, I'm trying to grind. I'm trying to be the best trader ever. You know what I mean? It's like there's that kind of balance that I'm trying to find right now. And until I find that, I'm all gas.
I love it.
Just from my perspective, until I can get this thing calmed down. Sometimes, especially with Miriam, who, yeah, just similar to you, is on all day, like on stream and whatnot regularly. She helps me kind of disconnect and not want to talk about it. We go on our little walks and you know, try to not talk about trading as much on those things. But yeah, it's an interesting balance.
It is for sure. But it has
Barry be outing me right now. She said he is all gas. The house is stinky. Barry, don't make me start saying stuff. All right, I'll start I'll start sharing. The chat already knows.
Oh my god, that could be good. A roast session right there.
No.
Yeah, Terrence, don't do that. You're gonna sleep on the couch, bro. Chill.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know better.
Hey, chill. Oh my.
I love how she came in the chat and everybody was like, expensive wife in the house.
Yeah, oh my.
Dave, you
have that comment was funny though. I actually, it made me laugh for real.
She's great. I think we might start doing some husband wife content.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah. Let's see. We're getting a little bit of a pump.
Yeah, a little bit of a retracement right here. Yeah, Miriam. By the way, my laugh was like very deep. Made me laugh a lot. And it's rare to make me laugh, but the things that make me laugh is either dark humor or I wouldn't say like stuff that you shouldn't say, but kind of that's what makes me laugh. It's like either like a situation or an uncomfortable situation makes me laugh so much. Like I love those, when someone is actually triggered, when another one is like doesn't really know what he did wrong. That makes me laugh so much. And it's hard to make me laugh, but some things Terrence said made me laugh for sure.
I love it. Yeah, I'm very similar. I think it's kind of like dry humor, right? Like it's like I love it when it takes them a second to register that they're being made fun of or that it's an actual joke. Like I don't know if you've ever seen The Office, kind of like that humor, where it's like
no, I don't even watch any of the. Is that a show?
Yeah, it's a show.
I don't watch it.
I guess I don't even think it's on Netflix anymore. It might be. Chat knows. Chat, you guys got to know The Office, but it's just tons of that dry humor and kind of uncomfortable humor.
Yeah,
it's just
I love that.
It's a gem.
Yeah.
I imagine the dark humor is different in French, right? Like, or is it the same?
It is. No, but like, that's the thing though. It's like there's so many things that make me laugh from, Americans in general, but there's so many things that make me laugh also from the French people, because like the humor is different, but it's like both of them are super funny. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's like they're you can compare them for sure, but it's different kind of humor, 100%, because the culture is different. And yeah,
I could see that. Miriam comes in here and says le bureau. You know what's funny, bro, is
le bureau.
When I think early on, we had talked about like taking a trip to Paris. And I was like, and she had known that I had been taking French for a long time and I'd been trying to learn French.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, I'm gonna try to learn French with you. And I was like, all right, when you learn it, or at least when we're able to have a conversation, we'll go to France.
Okay.
That lasted maybe 2 days of her trying to learn French, bro. And then she was done.
Oh, my French is such a hard language to learn. I talked about this to Brett. Brett has his wife, Mathilde. I love her so much. She's an amazing person, but she's French, from France, okay? And she's trying to teach him French, and he literally told me like it is so hard. He keeps forgetting about words and stuff, or like doesn't know how to spell them right. But for sure, like in terms of difficulty, French is first hard to speak, and second very hard to write. It is so hard to write, like the because we don't say the S at the end of the words. Okay, so let's say words, we would never say Z at the end in French. We never say that. If it's like ES, okay, at the end. So like when you're writing, there's so many different rules for this context and that context, and I'm telling you, it's like a headache to actually learn, for sure.
Yeah, man, and conjugation was tough for me, like, when I was going through classes. It's funny because you talked about Brett learning French from his wife. Miriam's actually
Mm.
teaching me Arabic, Miriam and her parents.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's
it
cool.
it's funny because I'll be sitting there trying to say an Arabic term to her and her parents, and,
Yeah.
she said, "So your name is pronounced Ama?"
No, no, because my name is Algerian, so it's different. But did you know my name is not even Amas? It's Masten. Wait, Masten.
Comment appelle? Or comment
My name is Masten, and when you speak to someone in my initial language, which is Amazigh, like North African, basically, we say ah first. So my name is Amasten, so Amas, but my parents or my brother and sister call me Masten.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
close to mustard. Yeah.
interesting. So when you meet somebody new, you introduce yourself as Amas, right?
Yeah, just a must. It's easier.
Okay, okay,
It's
yeah.
easier.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So the OGs know my name's Masten. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, every time so when I'm trying to speak Arabic like with Miriam's parents or with her, I will mix up French terms all the time. Like I'll say something and say it in half Arabic and then half French just on accident.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but it's interesting. I would agree with you. I would say Arabic has been easier thus far than French. Like
Pronunciation Arabic is hard if you don't have like if you can't say the
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's a big one. Ein, like the ein or the yeah. There's a few
Yeah,
things
yeah,
that
yeah.
aren't in the English
Roll
language.
your R's and ah. Like there's like a it's like you gotta use your pause. You gotta use your throat a lot, actually. But for real though, when you're speaking, it's like a lot of it's like comes from deep, you know?
Yeah, bro. But it's very like it's very structured. Like there's rules, and those rules. I mean, even going back to like the whole my whole engineering mind. Um,
Yeah.
the rules are pretty set. It's like this is what it is, and you can use that and change it a little bit for a lot of things in Arabic. Whereas
Yeah.
French, yeah, it feels like the different conjugations for different verbs can be confusing and just all this stuff.
It is. It is. And I
Hmm.
would say I speak French, but when I learned Spanish, it was very easy because they are very similar languages. But if if you speak English and then you go to French, it's very hard. 100%.
I just wanted to say, man, we're getting a little bit more of a dump back on NQ, and again, interestingly, we're getting a dump on gold at the same time.
Wait, let me
So
see going.
getting a
Yeah.
bro,
Hopefully we rip from this hourly close here. We're chilling. If we're pushing below '09, this is a moment where I'm going to be at a 1-to-1 mark, which is a moment where I'll think about trailing my stop loss or at least be risk free on that trade.
hmm,
Um, I had the initial reaction, bearish down close candle from the hourly. We are at 50% from the previous range. This daily candle swept the previous candle's high, closed back within the range. In my opinion, my framework tells me that we have more chances of seeing the unfilled gap and the previous daily low than the previous daily high.
hmm,
So here I position myself as a seller within the Asia session. And it could keep chopping until the New York session. We don't know what's going to happen, but in general, my framework is telling me just from candlestick behaviors that we have more chances of seeing low of day than high of the previous day, basically.
hmm.
So that's pretty much the approach that I'm taking right now. I'm on a 5-minute chart. If I was on a 1-minute chart, I would have died there with the amount of consolidation that we've had in the last few minutes. But it's all good. We're vibing right now. We're speaking about everything and anything and everything, So
Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah. I wanted to
yeah.
ask. I meant to ask this earlier in the afternoon session, but I've seen you at times stay stern with your stop loss. This is where it
Mm.
is. I'm gonna let this trade play out. I've seen you move it to break even in some cases. So, what's that threshold for moving to break even versus letting the trade play out and trusting your trade?
That's a good question. Two things. So let's say right now I'm not necessarily taking a trade that I would take within the New York session because the context is completely different. I'm going for daily swings rather than going for a 15-minute swing high or 15-minute gap, so it's completely different. But in general, why would I go break even? Let's say it is I have one rule. If we are one handle away from my take profit, I am not gonna let that trade come back to me and stop me out. Impossible. Literally impossible. Second thing, if I have an internal low, which is my take profit, should be the reasoning why I'm taking the trade and I'm going short, and it's hitting that target. But for some reason, the market moves so well and is breaking out a lot within the previous weeks, I take the decision that I'm going to let it ride. I will not again let this trade come back to me because the overall thesis was based on that internal low being taken out. So if it rips down, then I won because of basically the risk management aspect. But if it comes back to me, it will stop me out to break even. You see, so like there's either we're very close to my target or we hit the initial target that I had framed, and it was basically the reasoning why I took the trade in the first place. So then I go break even. But this is also a good question because I have, my approach is so different to most people. It is unorthodox. Basically, I'm taking basically the opposite of everyone. We're thought from the start of our trading journey to go for high risk reward trades, to always buy low, sell high, and enter on a market structure shift and have the best possible entry all the time, and don't try to be in too much drawdown, don't risk too much, make a lot. But I do the complete opposite. I risk the same amount of money that I'm willing to make on every trade. I risk a lot because I'm confident in my setup. But one thing that I do that is very specific, and I think a lot of people could find some value within it, is the fact that I value my framework far more than my entry model, because entry models with my data showed me that it fades over the long run. You're not going to see the same action within the 1 or 5 minute chart all throughout the whole year. Basically, the action is going to be very different within those lower time frames. So let's say my entry, is usually based on the higher time frame candle that I'm trying to predict. I don't really care about the structure in general. I enter off of levels rather than entering off of a break of structure or an inversion gap like a lot of people will do. My job is to be on side. If I can predict that the price of the NQ future is going to go down within the next hour, I'm going to win because I'm going to make sure that my stop is wide enough for me to win that trade. And let me give you an example. Usually that's the type of trades that I will take, but I will wait for a candle to close bearish and give me the story of the previous hour. This is the same exact example we did literally a few hours ago. But for me, wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. And if a candle closes bearish, what I found was that those reversal candles, those candles that sweeps the previous candle's high and closes back within the range, they appear literally 30 to 35% of the time. They're so rare within the chart, and you can go back on your chart and look at them. Of course, today it was a day where a lot of them happened. Actually, there was a lot of scenarios like those, but usually price tends to not create this exact scenario. So let's say either on an hourly chart or a 15-minute chart, it tends to not sweep the low and close back within the range without either popping this high or actually closing bearish. So knowing the stats of the fact that reversals don't truly happen too often, especially at a certain hour of the day, which is from 10 to 11, I fade the fact that this is going to happen. So usually what I'm going to predict is once this candle flips from being bearish to bullish, this is the moment where I'll anticipate shorts and predict that we're going to create the upwick of a future bearish candle. So how am I going to answer within this candle? Let's say this is an hourly candle, and this one prints, it goes down, accumulates, manipulates to the upside. I'm answering. I'm in some shorts right there, one contract. And then if it goes up again, I'm in a second contract, and then I'll have my stop loss, take profit, and I'm betting the house on the fact that the next bar will be bearish, or at least resweep internal lows. Talking about all of this, what is that movement?
Yeah,
Holy
man, we got a spike down to pre-market low on ES, and then just
holy
from there.
Yeah, this is a 5-minute chart, so like this candle is got pretty wicky pretty fast. Not a good sign. I don't like this.
Yeah, rejected yesterday's close pretty cleanly on NQ. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold had a strong dump a little bit, and looks like, again, moving in the same direction as NQ, which is kind of interesting. What are you thinking? Are we break even? Oh yeah, you are. It looks like.
I'll not break even right there. I'll let it some room.
Okay.
Depending on this close, man, this 5-minute bar is scaring the shit out of me right there.
Oh shoot! What was the light? What did you say the light goal was? The second one?
What is it? 360. 360.
360. Yeah. Chat. 6 likes away.
Yeah, we need some more likes. Come on, chat. 727 people. I would have like that is insane. I appreciate you guys so much. I would have never thought so many people were gonna tune in to watch Asia session, but turns out that people either love Asia session or just love us. You know.
Man, you know? Yeah. I mean, when you're dropping all sorts of pieces of knowledge here, Amos. I'm sure people, the more that they can tune in on your stuff, man, the better. So it's really cool to be here. Really cool to be a part of it, and really cool to trade some Asia, man. Especially with how the New York session has been for me and my strategy. It's been tough.
Yeah.
So I've been really enjoying diving into Asia. A little bit better price action and levels respected, in my opinion, at least.
There was a lot of good, very, very good price action within the previous weeks during the Asia session. So I would say, like, when Asia moves very well and like takes out higher time frame objectives, the New York session tends to be very, very, very bad, actually. You know, especially also if London also is making a good move. So yeah, we're there to stay, and hopefully we're gonna be able to catch that daily low with you guys within that. But this you see within that hourly candle, we're pulling back a lot. There's a lot of sellers within that previous print. Within the previous hour, the sellers were controlling the market. So right now I want to see if we can head down below 25, maybe fill the gap here at 09, and at 09 would be a very good moment to actually go break even. This is a moment where I would be like potentially looking to take out some profits or go risk free, because we are still in a bullish market. We're still fading the higher time frame context, basically the weekly candle in general, but we're taking a daily framework trade. So you know, those hourly gaps could be very good areas of bounce. So I'm gonna be careful of that.
I like where price closed on ES, at least right at yesterday's high. And it's really tempting to take that short. Look at that. It's tough because I really like to use VWAP for my New York session, but yeah, I use the daily VWAP in EMA. So there's so much less volume to go off of for that level, which makes me a little bit more reluctant. I need to do more back testing to see how it's respected. But man, I was kind of liking that short, and I kind of wish I was.
Looks good. Looks very good.
Yeah. Man,
I just want to see if we can displace below 26. If we can, and we're not rejecting immediately, it's gonna be good.
Chat,
it's gonna be amazing.
Mic,
or 10. Damn. We gotta give away some bigger accounts. That's the thing. It's like I said to the chat yesterday, I'm like, this Asia session is so new. I could literally just cope and say, hey Brett, come on bro, it's the first streams, we need to get people there, you know. So we can't give away some bigger accounts. It's easy.
Let's go.
Easy cope, you know. So I'm thinking of, what are you thinking? I'm thinking about the big boy accounts. Thinking about 150k select account.
Let's go. I love it. Amos, should I it's been my dream to set one of these giveaways. Should I? Can I put the
Yeah,
word?
you can put the word. You can put the word.
All right, chat. I'm gonna say a message real quick. So Sovereign Trades. This is Terrence. This is me. You know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say.
I'll write it down too right after. So.
Okay. I'm gonna say giveaway code is drop-in knowledge. Boom. One word. Might have to copy and paste. Sorry for you people on the phones.
Drop-in knowledge is the word. So while everyone is spamming that word, I'm gonna come back in literally 15 seconds. All right. Okay, it's pushing also, so very good. I'm gonna come back in a few seconds. I'm back.
Dang, chat, I'm having FOMO. I was really liking that. I'm gonna steal the screen here while Amos is away. So, okay. Yeah, I think it's showing. Chat, I was really liking that candle closure here at 6:15 on ES. Looked like it closed right at yesterday high, which has been a pretty good level of resistance and support for the yellow here is the London session. And then the green on the chart. I don't even know if my chart is showing. Is it? No. No, it's not. But nice rejection of that level there. Support on ES. Oh, okay, cool. It's showing now. Thank you. So candle closure here right at 6:15 my time, so West Coast time. Right here at yesterday high. That looked pretty good for me, as in the green here, the New York session. That was acting as nice resistance. In the London session, it was a nice level for support. And then even back to yesterday, there was some good rejection of that level. So I really liked this long. It's so easy to say that in hindsight, right? But I'm kind of having a little bit of FOMO here as we're pushing through. But it looks like Amas's trade is cooking as we're getting down to pre-market low, or the low of day, I guess you can almost say, on NQ. Lots of drop-in knowledge in the chat. I love it. I love it. Nice, nice. Man.
Okay.
Man, we're cooking. We're cooking.
Yeah.
Bro, I gotta say, like, Spudnik's soundboard, hilarious, bro. Like, Miriam and I around the house, all day, we're just saying Spudnik's soundboard quotes all the time.
Did you pick the winner?
Oh, I was no. I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you.
Okay.
I was gonna let you pick it.
Okay, I'll pick it then. Okay.
Okay, ready? I'll give you a countdown.
Okay.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Stop.
Fees 2202. Fees 2202.
We're good on the chat spam or chat spam. Chat.
By the way, Jack trades, it was literally one off of you. Oh my god.
Oh,
I feel terrible right now.
Is that an OG?
Was
Jack trades?
No, it's like it's a French guy.
Oh, okay.
Damn. I feel bad. So Hafiz, make sure to type in the chat and have your email within your YouTube description. This is how we're gonna send you the account. You have 7 days to give you the account. So please don't spam us every single day until you receive it. All right.
You'll get it. You'll get the account. 150K select, man. You can turn that into
150K select, yeah.
Turn that into some cheese. Your favorite account is the Lightning funded, right? The 150K.
Yeah,
Lightning.
150K Lightning. By far the best for me. This is the accounts that I started my journey with, actually. Can we show my chart?
Yeah. Dang, so you started
because I'm in the trade right now.
With the Lightning. You started
yeah, so okay, I'll let you know. First thing that I used to do when I initially started was I had that flip mentality. So I did not have a lot of money. So what I would do is I would work and buy those 1 data pass accounts. Okay, I would work overtime, buy those 1 data pass accounts, and I would try to pass them in 1 day. If it blew, it's all good. I go to the next one. But I would buy them. They would cost $97 back in the day, and then try to pass them in one day with a full port and try to have 5. When I had 5, I would go one by one. Okay, I would buy, let's say, 5, but I would try to pass them one by one because I knew the risk of going as aggressive on the eval. Then I had 5 accounts. When I had those 5 accounts, I had 5 50K accounts. So then I was going with $500 of risk to make 500. Okay, and then the profit target back in the day was 2,100 or something like this, or like maybe it was 3,000, but I think it was 2,100. I would make 4 winning days, and my risk reward is so low that it's pretty rare for me to lose 4 days back to back, and then I'll request a payout. And those accounts are like, I have a lot of love for those growth accounts also, because that's what I came up with in the first place, built the initial buffer on it. But then it was the lightning. Once I had enough money to reinvest within those accounts, I went for the big boy accounts. I knew that if I traded them very patiently and followed all my rules, even if it would take me 2 months to request the payout, I would be $15,000 richer, which makes a whole difference when you're seeing it that way. Also, one thing that I like about the lightning funded accounts is that you invest a little bit more in the first place. And since you invest a little bit more in the first place, then you have some sort of emotional attachment to that account in the first place. So you're not going to deviate from your plan as much as if you were trading one singular 50K account. That's my take on it. So like, trading 5 accounts was a big game changer for me. Trading bigger accounts also, because I would be satisfied with the amount of profits that I would make, even if it would take me some time to request the payout. And I'm a guy also that I have such a big belief in my system in general, and I know it works, and I have the data to lean on it, that I hate to pass an eval. That's just me. It's a concept called the opportunity cost, and you definitely know about it. But in the first class of economics, I remember when I went to college, they taught us the opportunity cost, which is the cost. Let's say when we're talking about the trading context, let's say you buy an account that costs $100. Okay, let's say the growth account. Right now it costs like 87, but let's say it costs 100. It's easier. And it takes you 2 months to pass that account. Okay, you treated that account very, very passively, and you traded it exactly like it was a funded account. But within those 2 months, your system was actually in a winning streak, and you were able to make $3,000 of basically evaluation profits. How do I see it? I see it in a way where, okay, if I was actually trading a funded account and I went through that win streak, I would have had $3,000 in my bank account. So why would I not pay a little bit more in the first place? Instead of paying 100, I'll pay 200 and let's say $90, or like $300, let's say. I don't really care. I would pay $300 to actually be able to catch that win streak within that month and request everything that I made, instead of waiting 2 months to just be funded in general. That's my overall take on it, which is I would rather pay a little bit more upfront to be immediately on the road to my first payout than to grind the eval very passively, which tells you a lot again about the way that I would pass evals. I would pass them very aggressively, especially back in the day. Like, I would waste no time, literally no time. It's either I pass it, let's say those selects, if it's no consistency during the funded stage, it's either I pass it in 2 days, 3 days, or I don't have any accounts, because I value that opportunity cost so much. It is a big part of your business plan. And also something we talked about also yesterday, I think, with during my segment lunch hour. Sorry?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Continue.
you know, like in general in trading, we tend to value a lot about we tend to put a lot of emphasis on our strategies in general and our ability to be an analyst and be a good basically have good technicals in general. But I will be here to say that when you're trading props, it is far more important to have a solid business plan and know how to trade the account types that you're picking than having a good strategy.
Hmm.
For me, in my opinion, if you know how to pass those accounts and you know exactly how much you're willing to spend every month, how much you're gonna make potentially, because you know the KPIs of your strategy, you know how much your strategy should give you in return. You like even with a mediocre strategy, you could still pull off money because the return on investment of those accounts are far greater than 10x. You know, sometimes.
Hmm.
So that's my take on it. It's actually a underrated take, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is an interesting perspective, and I think it's a good one when you have an established process that you trust, just like you said. Because for me, I'm always I'm usually in the mindset of I am a risk manager. Like when I get up on the charts and start my day, I'm like, I am managing my risk here, in a proper way. So you talked about opportunity cost. Your opportunity cost was positive when you got to the point of making the 3,000 profit. But
Yeah,
there are instances when you'll go in the opposite direction and lose 2,000. You know what I mean? And
100%.
blown the account. So that I stacked into my opportunity costs and started with the growth funds, which was really good for me because it let me. It was a low barrier of entry, much lower initial investment, and then I could find a system. There was more flexibility in terms of psychologically to find a system in that eval. I was in no rush to pass it because I was trying different systems and whatnot and trying implementations from backtesting in current day markets,
Hmm.
and then found a process that I was confident in, and by that time I had passed the eval and then would get to the point of payout. So um, that's how it was for me. That passing that eval was like a psychological barrier that was like, okay, I'm cooking. We're cooking, as Nick would say. We're cooking.
Yeah, work again.
And then and then I was kind of able to go from there. So two sides of the same coin, I think, in terms of what you were saying. As you're continuing to get a little bearish dump here on this trade, bro.
Yeah, we're up 1,050. It's doing amazing right now. This hourly candle actually opened up. If we're seeing 27 act as stops, we should run lower very aggressively within the next few minutes. So when we're sweeping '09, it will be a moment where I will think about potentially trailing my take profit.
Do
So
you have
even that, you know, even catching this would be a very good trade at 1.7 to 1.
Heck yeah, bro. Do you have any opinions on psych levels? We're approaching 3,000 right or 30,000 right now, 19 points away.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, I mean, I know they definitely have an impact on the chart for sure. It's undeniable. Do I have anything to prove it, or like, do I have data on it? So I need to, let's say, get out of position? No, I don't. So I would say I know about them, but there will not necessarily be a criteria to actually leave my trade or to actually be scared. So,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so kind of keep them. You bookmark them. You keep an eye on them, but it doesn't really
yeah,
affect. You're not going to
it's
move your.
like, let's say
Yeah.
for me, I would say like the main difference that I don't see within the backlisting, okay, and let's say Miriam also can I think will agree with what I'm gonna say, but it's seeing the candles print in real time, that the displacement that those candles have will make me take a decision of either taking profits or actually going break even also. So
Mm,
displacement in general is not something I can truly see in backlisting because you know you see the candle printing, let's say on the full on 1 minute bar printing, and let's say I'll give you an example of a trade that I would take, but let's say it breaks below here and we have an unfilled gap below me. and that's the internal low. I'm gonna try to basically predict that we have more chance of seeing that internal low than that internal high. Let's say I short here, okay? Basically, if before I put my entry, basically before I put my limit order, the last candle that prints to pick me up is too aggressive and I'm seeing too much volume from that candle, I might not take it, you know? So that is again another kind of confirmation I'm looking at when I'm on the chart, which is also something that I don't truly talk about too much. So like there is some sort of, I wouldn't say it's discretion or intuition. I can still quantify or like give you a reasoning why I wouldn't enter a certain trade, but there is, I would say there is like 10% or like 5 to 10% of me making a decision, you know?
Yeah, I agree. So, you mentioned keeping an eye on volume. How is it that you track the volume? Do you use like book
It's
maps? Or?
not it's not volume. When I say volume, it's like the aggressiveness of the candle in general.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
how aggressive is the candle printing? I don't use any. You want to know why I don't use any volume? Because I started trading with the order flow chart. So basically what I was watching was I was on Sierra charts, okay, and I was watching basically the TPO. Okay, it's called TPO chart. It is time price opportunity, and it gives you value area levels. Okay, so the areas where basically it's a, how do we say that in English? Normal law. What is that in French? Loi normale. How do we say that in English? Like you know it if you in maths you learn like
Est-ce que c'est en français?
you learn this. You know this kind of graph, and like
Uh,
60% of it is
oh, yeah, like a
how,
standard deviation curve. Or...
okay, standard deviation curve. That's how you guys called it. Is that how you guys called it?
I'm not sure. So like with a certain amount of
So
deviation of error from the middle, and the most is in the middle in terms of.
exactly that's in French we called it loi normale. I don't know it's how it's called in normal
Normal
distribution. I think
distribution.
that's
Yeah,
pretty much
normal
it. That's what I was
distribution.
thinking.
Hmm.
Wait, I'm gonna put my stop loss to break even, guys, right there. If well, we are back within the hourly gap, we are currently at a 1 point, what are we, where are we at? We're at a 1.5 to 1. So at least I want to see if we can hit at least a 1 to 2. We'll see. I'm gonna put the stop loss at break even right there and letting the rest run. So yeah, so basically what is the TPO showing you, or the order flow showing you, is that normal distribution, and that normal distribution is telling you that most of the transactions were made, so basically 60% of the transaction, I think it's what is it, 66% of the transactions are made between a certain two levels. Okay, so here would be the upper portion, this would be the lower portion, and there is a midpoint. Okay, and those levels act as levels that are bouncing either, or once we rip through them, we're going to use them as either support or resistance. That's basically it. And those levels are called value area high, value area low, and point of control. Okay, so what I was watching basically on that chart was VAH, POC, and VAL. Okay, and there was a lot of different very good concepts. I would say it's the bell curve. It's the bell curve, exactly. That's how we call it,
Okay.
bell curve. Yeah, it's a concept in stats basically.
Yeah.
So that gives you the volume, the area where the most volume was traded, okay, which is the point of control, midline, and basically the upper portion of the 66% and the lower portion of that 66%, or like 68 or 70 maybe.
Mhm.
I think it's 68 if I'm not mistaken. But those levels, let's say I was studying them every single day. I was watching the footprint chart, I was looking for bounces, I was trying to find frameworks out of them, and I won't lie, I just got lost.
Hmm.
I got lost, man. I used volume profile also. I used a lot of tools, different tools, but that doesn't give you an informational advantage. Knowing about volume will not give you predictive value over the future. That's what I understood. And what I understood also was the power of a framework and the power of being on site and truly having the right bias. Um, right, I'm pretty sure that right now, if I pick that up, which my brother is trading with it every single day, literally. But I just, like I said, I'm not doing the same thing right now. I'm just focused on my candlesticks. But I'm pretty sure that if I pick this up right now, you know, I would be way like 100 times better than before, because now I know why the market moves from A to B because of candlesticks. I have a framework and I have a way of thinking. So that was the first thing, basically, like looking at volume and stuff. If you don't truly know why price should rebalance, or if you have edge in thinking that price will go down or up, it's basically useless. And a second thing also is, again, a concept that we talked about in one of our sessions, but overfitting. It's like, if you're taking so much information in, and you're taking, okay, delta flip, you're taking I don't know, absorption levels, you're taking the volume profile, low volume nodes, you're taking single prints on the TPO chart, et cetera, and you're adding a lot of different volume levels, and you're adding so much information. What are you going to do? Most likely is that you're going to overfit your strategy. You're going to put rules in place, but blending in noise that will not repeat in the future, which is also something that I learned. So like with everything that I think about when I'm talking about my edge, for me, a good edge is an edge that is simple, but that you know exactly when to not take a trade. That's pretty much it. It is your ability to stay out of the chart and to know when to execute that will make you profitable. Because let's say I could give my system to any other traders, and I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't be able to have the same results as me. Why? Because they will take every single win, but they will not take every single losses. They will take every single losses, while I will not necessarily take them because of certain reasons. But that's pretty much like informational overload, I would say, and just blending in noise. And that's the thing, though. It's like, when we think about the market, it is a stochastic process, meaning that your wins and losses are fully randomly distributed. There's not really a reason why you lost on that day necessarily, So like, try to blend in so much information within your system, in my opinion, could get you an unlimited amount of probabilities of not going in your favor. But it's that's just my take on it. Am I right of thinking that way? I don't. I would say that's just what I learned from trying so many different strategies. The simpler you go, the better it is. 100%.
Oh, I agree with that 100%, and I'm still trying to find my simple personally. I just want to know we just broke 30,000, and it looks like it is not slowing down.
Yeah, it looks pretty clean.
Yeah, your short is looking like money, especially I'm curious to see what happens as we get closer to the Tokyo session opening up in 15 minutes. But yeah, man, I mean, I think those are some real gems. I'm all for like having a process that I can clearly define, and clearly, just like you said, keep me out of a trade, get me into a trade. I'm taking a look at gold too, and gold, we're still continuing to trend downward, which I think
Guys, can we get some fucking W's in the chat for that trade? 100-point banger.
Heck yeah. With Brett in the chat too. I love it.
Brett. Oh, there's Brett also in the chat. Come on.
Cooking with a Moss. When's that coming up?
We actually cooked 103 points back to back. Yesterday was 85 points. Today it's 103. That is good signs, guys. Brett is watching. That means I'm not losing my job. I'm not getting fired. That's amazing. Yesterday, he literally said, if you're blowing your account on live, I might need to fire you. I was like, okay, maybe I need to take it seriously.
Oh man.
So W's in the chat, guys. Amazing trade. Um, and yeah, we're having some amazing conversations also with Terrence. And I would say I told you that the first time I met you, I was like, yo, you're literally me. You're literally like you're calm, and I think we're gonna get along a lot. So
Man, I totally agree. And even when I talked to some of the Tradeify folks initially, I was like, yeah, I really would like to stream with the Moss. I just his vibe, like his structure, his way of
appreciate you,
thinking.
brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man,
you.
you're really killing it, and it's really cool to get to be a small have a small piece of this, get to chop it up with you. So yeah,
Appreciate you, brother.
it's been great, man.
Brett said everyone low key keeping their 9 to 5 now to come home to print with the Mox. Facts. That's actually a good strategy right there. You keep your 9 to 5 and reinvest the money into Asia session.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Right, especially when you got an expensive wife like Miriam. Yeah. Keep
Expensive wife. Is Miriam still here? Oh my. Okay, okay. Give me an example of like how expensive she is. Like you put me in a context, because we need to get personal a little bit
Oh, man.
without you needing to sleep on the couch. For sure.
Oh man, she's gonna hate me, but let me just say
Terrence,
this.
my brother.
Let me just
I'm good in the chat. We had a
Oh,
joke
yeah.
yesterday because I always say Brett, my brother, okay, for
And
some
so
reason. And someone yesterday in the chat, he heard me say that and he changed his YouTube name to Brett, my brother, thinking that we were gonna give him an account. So like, yeah, I
I
think we gotta
remember
call
that.
Terrence, my brother.
I need that. I need that. Accounts right away. Let's get an account to that guy, whoever changes his name. But bro, Miriam, I love you with all my heart. Um, she just has she likes nice things, you know? Like if there are two things at the store on the shelf next to each other, let's say they're the exact same. You know, it's I don't know, a water bottle or something. If this water bottle to the right is $10 and the water bottle on the left that's the exact same is $100, best believe she is all over the $100 one. That one is better in her mind. It's locked in. That one is for sure it.
Damn.
She's trying to upgrade all the seats on all the flights and everything, and she's I mean, she wants all the nice hotels and all that, and we'll get a
Damn.
deal. We'll have like points, credit card points or something that we're gonna use, and we're gonna be like, oh sweet, we can get these hotels for free. And then Miriam's like, or we can pay the same amount and pay money and just upgrade to the nicer hotel. Like
Damn.
I'm like, let's use the points for the free hotel. Miriam's like, let's get the super fancy hotel and all that. So those are
I feel that.
yeah, those are gentle examples, I guess you could say. But the thing is, she kills it. She works super hard, so she can afford to do all that.
That's good. I remember the first time I met her in Miami. This is one of the questions I asked her. I was like, "Is your husband paying for everything?" And she said yes. I was like, "Okay, damn."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, she likes to treat herself, and she has every ability to do that. Like, she
Yeah,
works super hard and earns a good living doing something that she's really good at. Um, but then, yeah, I see it as my role, to kind of take care of the bills and all that stuff. So
I love that. I love
yeah,
that.
I pride
Amazing.
myself in that. She can make, way more than me, and I would still want to carry that duty and take that on. So
I love that. I love that.
that's just kind of how it is. Terrence, my brother, yes, I love it.
Yes, we have one. Terrence, my brother. Come on.
Oh man, I ain't dying with money. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, that's a bar right there. Actually, I love
Bar,
that.
bar, matcha mami. Yeah, for sure. Yep, it's obviously better. You get what you pay for. Yep, for sure. Yep, Terrence is Miriam's husband. I'm a Nepo husband, everybody. Keep telling you.
He is. He is.
Yeah, I
It
love
was
it.
good. So the shorts are still going down. It's crazy.
Still
I
cooking.
might I might regret the fact that I took out my profits, but you know, took out my profits at a 1.2, so 2 risk to reward, very good trade. Um, do I see price going down towards the daily unfilled gap? I do. I absolutely do. Is it gonna retrace within the next hour? We never know.
Hmm.
At 8 p.m. we tend to have a lot of movement, so it is gonna be a good thing to see. But I would say we have some room now that we just broke below 30,000. I think we have some room to go to the downside. And I remember yesterday when I took my trade, like, there was so many people saying, "Please, is it a good area to enter now?" And it was literally ripping for 100 handles. I was like, "Nah, you just gotta let it go right now. If you were not in with me, taking the heat, you shouldn't be there to
Man, yeah. If you weren't with me
take the
through the thick
profits
of
with
it,
me."
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see how things end up tomorrow morning. So at 5:30 or 8:30 your time, um,
yeah.
there's a good amount of data that's being released. I know you don't really trade data or the open of the New York session, but it looks like there's core PCE price index, durable goods orders, GDP. So GDP growth rate, that should be an interesting one. Personal income, personal spending. So
You
I
see that
think.
on Forex Factory? What are you using for your news feed?
Oh, so I'm just pulling up the calendar on TradingView. In the
Oh, okay, the training view calendar. Okay.
on the economic tab, it shows the projections, and here I can
Yeah.
share it real quick because I check this every day. It's on my checklist in terms of what to. Oops, sorry, hold on one moment here. In terms of what to Jerry. No. Oh yeah. Okay. Did it?
I think
What?
you're sharing your
Oh shoot.
yeah,
Sorry.
you're sharing another screen.
Yep. 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 Let me get back to that. So there we go. Okay, should be sharing the right one now. But
Yeah.
just on the right tab, on my checklist in terms of pre-trade checklist, one of the first things that I'll do is I'll hit this little calendar tab and just see what the economic news is for the day. So today, or I'm sorry, Thursday, but today's trading session, 5:30, we have all this U.S. data coming out. Little consumer confidence of Japan, any international data that's being released, I don't put a lot of weight behind, but this is pretty much the data from for today. And then I'll take a look at earnings too on occasion and kind of go through here and see what sort of big name earnings are coming out today. So this is Monday, but I'll scroll down to Tuesday. I know today we had Salesforce, Snowflake were a couple of big ones. Yeah, this is today's, but that's kind of just a taste. And then it'll usually give me a general bias in
That's
terms of
good.
what I think the market's. But I'm really reluctant to have too much of a bias, honestly, going into a market. Like
Yeah,
I want to
I
use the
agree.
and the price action to determine my trades, but I think that information, that data, is worth looking at. Plus, I just enjoy looking at it. I'm kind of a news guy, I guess you could
Yeah,
say.
okay, that's good. The quote for that is we're not trying to predict, we're trying to react.
Mm-hmm.
So like the news is definitely important, but I would say in terms of, let's say for me, I take trades from 1 minute to 15 minutes. I'm usually not gonna hold the trade for more than 15 minutes. So, the news, I just need to know when it's dropping, so I'm not in the trade at that moment. But then, you know,
Oh.
it's it's usually everything is usually just technicals.
Yeah,
Um,
man. I see a question here, Mr. Sido. How long have you been trading, Terrence? And what's your trading strat been so far? So I've been trading. I took my first trade. I'm gonna share my screen one more time here. Um, I took my first trade August 3rd of last year. Um, so how I trade is I'm gonna go back to today's New York session and kind of give you a general gist. So I'm a support and resistance trader. So I use various different types of arbitrary and technical levels to either confirm or refute my bias in a certain trade. So what I mean by arbitrary levels is if there's not a lot of technicals backing them. So for example, orb is an arbitrary level to me. There's no mathematics or calculations or really data that goes into establishing those levels. It's just in 15 minutes, I use a 15-minute orb. In 15 minutes, this is the top, this is the bottom. So that all that does is give me a gist of where I think liquidity is going to be sitting. And then in terms of entering or initiating the trade, I wait for a candle closure on the 5-minute candle closure outside of that orb range, depending on where other points of interest are. So what I mean by points of interest are the technical levels. Technical levels as in, there's calculations behind them, there's structure, a little bit more structure behind them, like VWAP. VWAP is a technical level. EMA is a technical level. So if those give me a good level in terms of where to put my TP and my stop loss, I'll enter or exit a trade from there. So orb has just been good for me because it gives me structure in terms of what to keep an eye on, when to enter a trade. I don't prematurely jump into any trade on like the open of the market. I wait for candle closures. It just gives me structure and more confidence, and gave me something to put tangible data on in terms of my back testing. So it kind of took the guessing out of things. I could clearly see, okay, price closed above orb and the trade worked out, or not. So yeah, that's kind of.
I like that approach. I won't lie. It's just the someone in the comments said, of course he trades orb. Orb is for grown men. That's what you need to know. Orb is for grown men and ICT is for kids. But yeah, I love that approach because you have every single day you're looking at the, those levels, the highs and lows, and it's just about practice basically, and knowing when to stay out, when to basically wait for the break and retest, or actually target the highs and lows of the orb. So I think it's a very good way. I see a lot of people also trading the initial balance, which is not necessarily the orb, but the orb after the hour, which is a very good also. But I think it's why it's a good framework, because it has an exit point. If you have an exit point and like why someone who's going against you would lose, you could find edge within that. Doesn't need to be very complicated, not necessarily. We talked about it earlier, but it's your ability to know when to actually pull the trigger and when not to. It makes the whole difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I saw a question in there about, do I trade if orb does not get broken? So I do not play orb rejections as much. So if there's a wick that wicks above orb and then closes below, I'll consider that as an orb rejection depending on the rest of those levels. But yeah, Amos, I totally agree with you. Like, I've dabbled with IB in the past, and I liked again how it set this clear parameter of time in terms of 1 hour. But for me, in all of the back testing that I did, I mean, like, dude, I went back, I spent hours, bro, just back testing like crazy. When does orb work? When does orb not work? And my definition of a successful trade that I could chart in my spreadsheet that I built was at least 15 points of continuation after the closure, or if the closure was back into orb range, price going all the way down. Here, let me just describe it. All the way down to the opposite orb range. So let's say this white line here and this white line here, I believe, were the orb range for the session. So orb was messy today. It took 8 candle closures all the way to here before there was a break into the orb range and continuation all the way. Oh shoot. Gosh dang. There we go. All the way to the opposite orb range. So today was a losing trade for me. But based on the data that I've collected and built into this spreadsheet, which we can go over maybe in a later session or something, I have on that first orb break like a 29% chance of continuation, which is not enough for me. But on the second orb break, I have like a 59% chance of continuation. And depending on the
Damn.
rest, yeah, depending on the rest of those levels uh, of support and resistance, like VWAP and like I had mentioned, that only goes up. So um, when I'm able to put data behind something and clearly define it, that's when I'm confident in implementing it as my own strategy. So that's kind of the gist, I would say.
Love that. I love that. Yeah. By the way, the person who made the comment about the orb, I knew exactly that's what you were referring to. He said, "That's what I meant." He's a mature dude, so of course he trades orb. No shade,
Oh,
of course.
gotcha, gotcha.
I knew he was gonna say this.
I thought it was like a derogatory thing. Like, dang, I guess.
Nah, all the orb traders are like, the people that take have simple strategies, recognize themselves, and they definitely show some respect for sure. If if a trader trades ICT though, and he's in your chat, you might get flamed for not trading that way. But
Really?
yeah, for sure, it's a code. Basically, you want me to explain to you like how it all came down from?
Yes.
Basically, ICT. What is it? What is it for? It's inner circle trader. Okay, it's basically it's a mentor in the space, and basically there's the reason why it's so, man, the marketing was so well done, I'm not gonna lie, but the reason why it's so popular, it's because there's a storyline behind. The dude, basically the mentor called ICT, claims that the market is ran by one singular algorithm, and you can read the market only by looking at the 1 minute chart, basically. And what happens tomorrow is not random, and there is always a reason why you can explain something happening on the chart, which is kind of the more you dig into trading, the more you understand that there's thousands of algorithms, and there is a stochastic process between wins and losses. It is very hard to actually always explain why you're losing, etc., etc. But that storyline got people hooked so much to a point where the people who were trading them, basically trading those concepts, fell in love with that story and truly believed that if you were not trading those concepts, then you were missing out because you did not find the key to the algorithm, the only algorithm. And basically, he said also that he coded the algorithm. So that storyline was so well thought. I have a lot of respect for the kind of storyline that he built through that. Is that real? We'll never know. But the concepts are just concepts. That's also something I want to touch on. Concepts are just concepts. There's multiple concepts within the trading. There's support and resistance. There's volume profile. There's order flow. There's a lot of different terms to justify why price bounced from a level or created a continuation. Are those concepts very important? The concepts are not going to make you profitable. That's important to note. Concepts are just concepts. They're just words. There's just words basically that describe what happened in hindsight. What is going to make you boys using those concepts, blending them into a strategy that tells you exactly when to enter, where to put your stop loss, where to put your take profit, and being able to replicate that back to back every single day, having the same thing with a good risk and the right approach. That is what's going to get you money within this market, which is a thing that you're going to see within the ICT community or in general. A lot of people think that as soon as they know those concepts of, okay, I know what a double top is, I know what a head and shoulders is, I know what orb is, I should be profitable, I should act in that way. There's a lot of skill to have within those concepts in order to build an edge. There is way more than just a sweep of liquidity or a sweep of London low and market structure shift and looking for opposite liquidity. There is a lot more to trading than just this. So that's basically the whole empire that was built through those concepts. And did they help me? They helped me a lot for sure. And do I trade this way? Am I claiming to be an ICT trader? I use those concepts to justify why I enter, because I know every single person in the space uses them, you know.
Hmm.
But is my strategy ICT? No, because I built my own, basically. So I took bits and pieces of a lot of different concepts and built my own. But in general, um, you know, it's not going to make you profitable. It's how you utilize them into a system.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, to be honest, the way I haven't looked into ICT very much. I've heard it mentioned quite a bit, but the way you described it, it almost sounds kind of sounds kind of furu-y. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
course selling y. But your strategy doesn't. I don't get that impression from yours at all. I really like it. I did want to comment that just a little side note. Tokyo sessions opened and it looked like it pumped on that first candle and then kind of retracing down. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. But but yeah, interesting. So I know you had said you changed your strategy initially. You had a strategy when you first started, and you
Yeah.
changed it after a while. So was that first strategy more ICT based?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the thing. It's like I started with the normal way of thinking, basically. Just I was trying to copy other people's strategy, but one thing with me, I'm grateful to be wired that way, is that I don't trust anyone. No
Mm,
matter how legit you look, I will never trust your word for it, because I don't want to spend time believing someone and not making sure that what they're saying is right, you know?
mm,
So one thing that I did, um, was go in. Let's say I started by just replicating other people's strategies, and one thing that I saw was that I was not able to, make profits or just um, see let's say consistency in general, because though when I was going to backtest them, they were not they were not working for me. And at that moment, I was really like, okay, is it the mentor's fault? Is it my fault? What am I gonna do about it? And going from mentors to mentors in different groups, I just learned that there was just no way for me to actually see some profits if I was gonna copy someone else's strategy. That the only way for me to actually um, not quit was to build my own strategy that would have so much data on that no matter what would happen on the chart, I would lean back on that data and be sure that I did the work in the past to basically verify that what I do actually makes sense and has substance. So that's uh that's pretty much the overall. I started with the 1 to 2 risk to reward, waiting for a sweep of liquidity and going for reversals, and now I'm doing the complete opposite. I'm trading only usually continuations. I look for one-to-ones. I trade in a super specific way. Sometimes I'll wait 4 hours to take a trade, because before we told me to only trade from 9:30 to 11, you know
mm.
but you can go your own way and find your own stuff. No one's forcing you to trade that way. Or don't believe that let's say a strategy that you're going to see on YouTube is pinpoint perfect. Usually it's literally the opposite. It's like, take the small pieces that resonate with you and apply it to your own learning, to what you already have within your trading, basically.
Absolutely, man. I'm really curious. I mean, we don't have to do it now, but I'm really curious to see what sort of like how you go about your data collection. Like if you put it in
Mm.
like a spreadsheet or just a journal, like kind of get a
And
maybe a future session we can get chat can get a preview into.
I'll show you. I'll show you, but it's like I have a Discord.
Hmm.
I have a Discord. There's only me and my brother.
Did we lose Moss? Did we lose me?
No, I think we lost. I think we lost me for a second.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Um, but
You're saying a
Yes, I
Discord?
have a yeah, I have a Discord, and there's only me and my brother in this Discord. And basically, what I would do is that I would go on a backtesting software. There's multiple of them right now, which is a chance that we have nowadays. And on the top right, you can take a screenshot of the trades. Okay, so I would have a certain thesis. I would have basically I would say, okay, I'm gonna take trades exactly on that fib level on this area when this happens on the 15-minute chart or the hourly chart, and take out my profits here, stop loss right there, and consistently take the same exact trades. And um, I would take those pictures, put them into Discord, into a folder, and the name of the folder is basically the strategy that I was trying to trade. And at the end of the day, I would look back at all those pictures and see if there was something recurring between the wins and the losses, or if basically I could add a rule at the end of the day that would make me more profitable in the next backtesting session.
Hmm.
So
And
that was the overall approach, I would say. And like in general, in my backtesting, I spent way more time validating that a strategy did not work than actually finding my strategy.
hmm,
It is something to think about. But when you're backtesting, sometimes you're gonna see what you don't want to see, which is, damn, I need to switch something, because if I was not making money in 2025 using the strategy mechanically, and the price action is kind of similar, there is a big likelihood of you not being able to make money in the future also, if it's not backtested.
hmm,
That's my take on it. Of course, if you're back going in backtest 2006, the action is completely different. There was no options flow, zero DTE. The price action was so different to now.
yeah.
But if you're backtesting 2024, 2025, and you're not seeing success, there is a big problem for sure, 100%.
Hmm. And that software gives you like percentages and ratios and stuff like that, it sounds like, as well. Like the likelihood of a certain movement. I think I'd mentioned you say there's a X percent chance that this is going to happen in some
Yeah,
instance.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow,
So
that's
like,
nice.
so I believe in the law of big numbers. So like the more data that you have, the closer you get to the real statistic of what you're actually trading, or the game that you're playing in general. Let's say like a casino.
Hmm.
um the reason why a casino are profitable is because they have, I think the odds are like, they are 53-47, something like this. They literally have 3% over you. But if you play a billion hands in blackjack, that 3% will compound into billions of dollars, which is why it's so profitable. It's the same thing when you're collecting data or you're just trading a strategy. We can go both ways right there. First thing, when you're collecting data, if you're collecting data on 20 trades, the likelihood of you not not seeing the real statistic of your edge is quite likely. If you're on a set of 20 trades, you could be very lucky. That's one. So you need way more than this. And the other way we can go around this is, you need to stay patient when you're in the live market, because you need to trade. You need to let time for the market to meet your strategy, and you need to hit trades back to back and let the statistic play out. You
Hmm.
need to have at least 100 trades put in a year for you to see that 64% win rate and to actually see those profits coming in. You cannot judge your results day to day or your result at the end of the month, because it doesn't make sense. It is not, wins and losses are randomly distributed. No matter how much you want to change your situation right now, like you're not playing the right game for that. You know,
Hmm.
it's
Mhm.
that's kind of the approach there. So
Hmm.
I like when I say that, okay, something has 35% chance of happening, I'm saying this off of a series of 3,000 trades that I put in the past,
Yeah.
basically, and 8 years of data. Before that, if you're trying to make a strategy fit from 2008 price action or 2012 price action, you will build conditions within your system that will make you a better trader in 2012, but will most likely make you a worse trader in 2026. So it's important to backtest the years that are very close to us and that look exactly like the current price action we're trading. If there's a big change in the future, like let's say the biggest change that I can think of is options, the 0DTE and how much it impacted NQ in general, or like the indices. It's crazy, so the action in 2012 was way different than now, or like just I think in 2012 also was MNQ integration. So it was the first, I think 2012 was when MNQ came in.
Really?
I think.
Yeah. And what price was NQ? Was that like what?
Only minis before.
Yeah. And what, NQ was probably at like 4,000 or something back then? Maybe.
Something like this, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Crazy. Man, chat. Amos dropping all sorts of knowledge. We're almost at 500 likes. Amos, is it too much? Is it too much to ask for a giveaway if we hit 500 likes?
Let's do 500 likes, guys. We're 540. Let's do 510 because we're so close. Let's do 510. Make the chat push a little bit. We're already took out some profits right there for 1 to 2 risk to reward. And for the people who are asking the general reasoning behind that trade, you can see it right here. Wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story. This right here is a candle that is showing me a reversal pattern. Okay, it is showing me that on the previous day, responsive sellers stepped in. Okay, buyers were getting squeezed, and we did not continue that uptrend. Then, what is the question that I'm asking myself is, what is below me, and what are the odds of me either hitting an internal high or an internal low? Right there below me, there is an unfilled daily gap telling me that in the last 3 days, buyers were so aggressive that sellers did not have a fair exchange. So in terms of volume, this area right here is an area with a lack of volume. And for the market to be healthy, for the market to be efficient, we need to find fair value within that fair value gap. That's how we call it. So those gaps are called inefficiencies. And usually instead of using them to a long, basically to use them as an area where I expect buyers to defend their positions, I will use them as an area of exit because they are the nearest bus stop, basically the nearest gas station. Okay, so that's my take on it. Did I hold all the way to that gap? No, because my job is to be on side. So I knew the bias was short. If I found a good entry within that, then maybe I could trail out some profits. Or the thing is, the session ends at 8:30 p.m. Okay, if it was ending later than this, I can guarantee I would have entered with at least 20 micros and took out 10 here and let it ride. You gotta ask Brett to make that an 8-hour session.
Man, we're getting a nice little pump here too on gold. It's already
at least gold.
Yeah, we're at the 20 minutes in, like 20 minutes into the Asia or the Tokyo session. Decent little pump. It's so interesting because it's kind of behaving the same as NQ and ES, which is unorthodox in my experience, my understanding of gold. So Moss, I told you that I always like to ask why, why this, why that, and sometimes I can't think of an answer. And this is one of those times.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time tracking gold price action right now.
I have a question. What are you gonna do after the stream? What's your plan? What time is it actually for you? It's like what, 6:30?
It's 5:30.
Oh, 5:30. Oh, okay, that's good.
I have no idea what Miriam is doing. I can hear her running around all over the house right now. I'm pretty sure she ordered a chair and it got delivered or something. That's my guess. Normally, I would be the one to carry that up the stairs. I have a feeling she found some way to hoist that big old chair up the stairs into her office. That's just my guess. But If not, I'm probably gonna have to help her put that chair together or something. Um, and then I'll take a few looks at the charts. I'll kind of review my data from the day and go through my analysis and set up my chart for the next day. Terrence,
Okay.
have you ever considered fractal morphology? No, I have not.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all. I like that comment better from Lost in Heaven. Miriam, very lucky to find Terrence. Miriam, you hear that? I hope she hears that. If she's in the office next to me, uh, I hope she hears it. But no, I'm not familiar with that method. I'm very reluctant to bring on more methods at the stage that I'm in now. Let's go. She said, I absolutely. She carried it all the way up. Oh my gosh, she's crazy. But when she wants something, she flipping gets it. Miriam is the type where it's like, if I'm there, uh, she will not like. She would not. If I was free from, if I was not on the stream, zero
Yeah,
chance she's carrying that up the stairs. She would have me doing it.
I love that.
She would have me open up her water bottle or whatever. But if she's alone and I'm not here or I'm tied up, she's very, very independent. She has no issue, obviously, carrying a chair up the stairs, which is wild. Did Miriam find Terrence on clearance? That's crazy. I'm not sure how to take that. I actually sought out Miriam, and she just was instantly struck, and it was just all. What'd she say? It always feel like Miriam's watching you 100%, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, have me blink twice if I'm in danger. But no, yeah. Both contract rollover this week, so it could be messing with the price action. Yeah, I've heard a couple of comments on that. That the contract rolled over, which is really interesting.
It did?
I guess so, for gold.
Just for gold. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're approaching June. I think it will roll soon.
Hmm.
Wait.
GC, what is it? GC7 or something?
I always forget the contracts rolled over. Literally.
Terrence full ported Miriam at first sight, bro. I full ported. I shot from deep, 100%. I pulled up deep like Steph Curry, no doubt.
That's good.
Talking about stairs. Yeah, that's progress, bro. Yeah. Oh man, they destroyed the light gold too. Love it.
Oh shit. Okay, like, we're gonna do another giveaway then. Let's do that.
This chat is fire. Asia
It is
such a-
amazing. It is like it is pretty active. I want like way more active than the other chats that I have. I would say. But yeah. Okay. So you want to pick the word?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
All right. Pick the word, and I'll pick the winner.
Okay, let's see. So I'll type it real quick. I have to. Matcha Poppy is the code word.
I love that. It's gonna be your next name.
I know, man. It's bittersweet, to be honest. I think it's hilarious, but also, I don't even really like matcha like that.
I agree. It is pretty. I hate that.
Oh, you don't like
I tried
matcha?
it once. I tried it once, and it tastes like grass. It's
like vanilla grass.
How would I take this over coffee? Like there's no world where I would take that over coffee, literally.
Bro, you know what?
Especially my iced vanilla coffee, triple shot. You know.
Triple shot. Dang, you go hard.
Yeah, I'm addicted.
I love
Only
it.
22, but addicted to that.
Man, I feel that though. I mean, Miriam and I went to Japan. We went to Osaka, which is like matcha capital of the world. Matcha originated in China, but has really been popularized in Japan. And bro, nothing like having fresh matcha in Osaka, bro. I'm not even a big matcha fan, but there, I'm a fan. Highly recommend it if you haven't been.
I'll if I'll go there, I'll try. I'll give it another shot. Until then, I'll let you pick the winner.
Okay.
So,
All right.
you can scroll up. It's easier to scroll up. If you scroll down, like it's gonna the names are gonna keep popping. So, 3, 2, 1. You can go.
Okay, let's see. May LXR. MAYXL. May Lixer? May LXR. You won.
Okay, May LXR.
Yep. May LXR. There
Congrats.
you are, May LXR. I see you.
Make sure to have your email in your YouTube description. Let me see if you have it already. No, you don't have it. You only have your Instagram.
Ooh. Are we doing 150K select on this? We didn't decide. I just kind of
Oh, we didn't decide.
Drop that out.
I guess we just dropped the 150K select. You know, I'll take the blame on that one. I won't lie.
May
You guys were amazing tonight.
I was appreciate
you guys so much.
Yep, trying to look out for you, May LXR. 150K coming your way. Chat has been amazing today. Moss, you've been killing it with the trades.
Appreciate you, brother. You too.
Yeah.
Definitely, the vibes were definitely very high tonight. 100%. And you know, yesterday, didn't say it, but I was fasting the whole day. So like, when I was doing my stream, it was, it was a hard stream. I won't lie. I was literally dead. But I, kept going. But today was, I had 3 coffees in my veins, so it was easy.
Man, forgive me, I forgot to mention Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you so much.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been really cool because I'm not as familiar with that culture, but my in-laws been sharing that a lot with me, and it's been really cool to learn that just that culture and everything. It's awesome. So yeah, man, hope you're able to celebrate beautifully with the family.
Appreciate you, brother.
Good food and all that.
That's what I'm gonna do in a minute. But yeah, we had an amazing time. Just to go back and review the trade that I took. Again, took a trade based on the daily. This is usually what I'm gonna do every time I'm on stream, guys. I'm gonna go for daily highs and lows on the Asia session. Just try to position myself on side and take a piece of the pie, but try to have the right bias using those candlesticks right here, telling me that price has a lot of chances of going to the downside and filling that unfilled daily gap. Went down to the 5-minute chart, basically the hourly. We waited for the hourly to open, sweep that hourly high, flip back below the opening price, entered on a 5-minute breaker block here, and wrote it down for 1 to 2. It's consolidating right now, so it's telling me that I took the right decision. It was an amazing session with Terrence. A lot of good conversations, a lot of laughs too. Hopefully, we'll get you soon back on the Asia stream. I would love to do that with you and actually build a strategy and keep track of it. That would be amazing too. So, any closing words for us, Terrence?
Yeah, Lord willing, bro. It's been such a pleasure. Honestly, chat, you've been amazing. Happy trading, everybody. It's a fresh trading day. Hope all those in the Grand Cup still floating.
Yeah,
we're able to kill it. And yeah, have a great rest of the day, y'all.
Thank you guys so much. Peace out.
Yep. Peace.